Hey friends, how we doing? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name's Harry and I'm a third year paramedic student studying at Victoria University in Australia. I'm also undertaking the medicine process at the moment and hopefully I'm going to get accepted next year. I've submitted my application, that's all done, and interviews are coming up around about September, so fingers crossed, let's see how I go. If you're returning, thanks for tuning back in. If you haven't seen my other videos, make sure to check them out and like and subscribe if you like what you see. Cool. Alright guys. So today I'm really just here to talk about medical schools and the fact that your medical school does not matter. You see it all over the internet. People are always asking, what medical school is better? Which one should I go to? We just got this, we just got that. It doesn't matter, okay? So I'm here to give you my thoughts about that and why I think that you should really just choose the school that you honestly just want to go to. All right, let's get into it. So as I said, you see it everywhere. People are always asking, what medical school is best? And honestly, none of them are. All of them are different and they all have their different qualities that make them good and make them special in their own way. Each uni has a structure and a set amount of competencies that they have to assess throughout the degree, as well as a syllabus to follow in order for them to even be recognised as a medical degree. Therefore, they do not affect employability at the end of it at all. As for people wondering whether your medical school actually affects your perception in the medical community, I'm not really sure. I can't really say too much about that. However, at the end of the day, you've completed this degree, you've earned your MD, you're a doctor, they're a doctor, she's a doctor, and he's a doctor. So who cares where you got it from if they want to look at you in a negative light because you got your degree at a university that they don't think is a great university for whatever reasons they don't think, then that's their problem. Let them think that, and you just go on and think about yourself and just be confident and happy of the accomplishments that you have achieved up to date, getting the degree and actually becoming a doctor yourself. I certainly do not believe that you should be taking the quality of medical schools into consideration when selecting your preferences. I believe that you should be setting your preferences based on where you want to go, as well as cutting that little silver lining of where you actually think you're going to have the best chance of getting into. Almost all of your training actually being a doctor will take place in those first couple years post-grad anyway. So those actual 4 years of intense study and clinical rotations and all of that at university, honestly, are pretty insignificant when it comes to actually performing the job and being a decent clinician in future years. I think that the only factors that should genuinely affect what preferences you choose and where you want to go with university is the location that they reside in. For example, if you really like the city, then maybe University of Melbourne or University of Sydney are a good bet for you. If you kind of really like rural or regional towns, then University of Wollongong or Deakin Uni will be a great bet for you too. And if you really want to be living in an area that's quite quiet and is really kind of secluded and out of the way, then maybe ANU is a great choice for you. I swear I did not mean for that to rhyme. Oh dear God. Also with that, some unis do have an emphasis on certain aspects, like for example, Notre Dame are a Catholic university, so they have a really heavy focus on bioethics. And University of Wollongong, because they're up in Sydney, they really focus on regional and rural areas of Western Sydney and the outer suburbs. So if there are things that interest you, then maybe that would be a good choice for you to choose. And same with ANU. ANU's program is really heavily focused on research. So if research really interests you, they also have a PhD program as well intertwined into the MD. So if PhDs or if research really interests you and that's where you want to head, then maybe, you might preference ANU a little bit higher purely because of those specific unique aspects that they add to the program that you wouldn't otherwise get anywhere else. And that's exactly it. It all comes down to where your interests lie and where you actually want to be and the environment that you want to be in while studying. Because each university is going to offer you a different range of skills and experiences. However, these different skills and different experiences are not going to be the difference between getting a job or not at the end of the degree. They're going to expose you to a wide range of different things, which are all going to help to broaden your perspective and really help you become a more adjusted and a more open-minded and better thinking individual as well as clinician in your career down the track. And I think these are really valuable not only as a clinician, but also as an individual throughout your everyday life. Being able to understand and empathize with other people to a greater level because of these unique experiences that you've had during your degree. So yeah, choose a program that interests you and somewhere that you're actually going to get the most out of it overall. Touching on employment as well, as far as I'm aware, at the time of making this video, med students in Australia do actually have a guaranteed intern position at a hospital after graduating. So yeah, again, university just doesn't come into play at all because the government guarantees you a position afterwards, regardless of where you've studied. And that's that really. Short video this week. I just kind of wanted to give my 2 cents on choosing a medical school during the application process. Essentially, choose somewhere that you're going to be happy living for the next 4 years or 5 years of your life. Because I know if it was me and if I had to move somewhere or stay somewhere that I didn't enjoy and I didn't like for the next 4 years of my life, then that unhappiness will just leak into my studies and I won't do as well, and it'll leak into my social life and I probably won't make new friends or I won't hang out with my friends as much, and it would just overall be a really poor experience and something that I wouldn't enjoy, which is important because you're studying a really, really interesting degree. So, you want to enjoy it. So yeah, feel free to leave a comment down below about what medical school you're applying to, everyone, and maybe talk about why you're applying to it, and I'll make sure to definitely give it a read. If you haven't checked out my other videos, make sure to do so, and if you want to see more content and you want to know when I release a video next, make sure to like and subscribe down the bottom so that you don't miss out. Alright, until next time guys, see ya.